do we have here?
So this is Omari Bent.
That's video from Toronto Police's booking room, hours after arresting Omari Bent. The lesser-known rapper, whose stage name is O-Rock, was charged in 2021 after police found a Glock pistol and long gun in his condo. But the case against the 27-year-old fell apart in court last month after a judge found police violated his rights and tried to hide it. These court documents we obtained show how the police raid in the condo behind me unfolded and why the judge thinks the officers were misleading. During the raid, Constable Victor Ramita tasered the rapper. Police said he posed a threat. They also dragged him out of his unit with enough force to pull a dreadlock out of his scalp. Later on, they searched his white Rolls-Royce Ghost similar to the model here after he gave them the keys. But the judge found officers contradicted each other in court and wrote up misleading reports. Ramita's reports said Bent was armed with a hidden gun, even though he was shirtless and wearing swimming shorts. In testimony, Ramita offered a different story, saying Bent was reaching for a gun in a bag. The judge said that wasn't what happened. In her decision, she said the other officers also lacked candor, saying they couldn't remember if Bent had a shirt on, an effort to try and justify using the taser that, quote, belies any good faith. The judge also found Bent didn't offer up his car keys. He gave them to police while waiting to speak with a lawyer after they threatened to break the windows, a breach she described as, quote, serious. The judge said those were charter rights violations and acquitted Bent. Hillary Dudding was Bent's lawyer.
If we can't count on the people who are enforcing the laws to uphold them, what does that do to anybody's respect in the law?
CBC Toronto has learned one of the officers in the raid, Constable Chris Moorcroft, has previously been accused of lying in court by another judge. Constable John Zuris also had his credibility questioned in court before. Moorcroft and another officer in this case, Constable Victor Ramita, are teaching constables, tasked with instructing other officers in the Emergency Task Force, which deals with high-risk situations. Julius Hogg is an assistant professor of sociology at the University of Toronto, Mississauga, and said it's important to understand why some officers may mislead a court.
Is there something embedded within the police culture or subculture that might lead officers to believe that this is something that not only I should do, but something that I can do and that I'll get away with as well?
Keith Merith is a retired superintendent with York Regional Police. He's been a witness in court before, and he says there's no excuse for dishonesty.
It's all about our credibility. And if we have to stoop to the level of lying or fabricating evidence, then we have no value to our citizens that we are serving.
Ontario's Ministry of the Attorney General declined an interview and to comment. Toronto's Police Association also declined an interview, but said in an email, testifying as a witness can be challenging, even for officers, and conflicting accounts aren't always intentional. Hours after CBC Toronto's investigation was published, Toronto Police Chief Myron Demkew shared his thoughts with Metro Morning about the situation.
Obviously, I'm not satisfied. When I hear those kinds of comments, those are, of course, concerning to me as chief. They're concerning to every police officer.
He rejected the suggestions the officers would not face consequences and said the officers involved are under investigation. Bobby Hristova, CBC News, Toronto.